We'll give you the floor.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my video. Maybe that'll help. I'm being able to hear most of what you're saying. I'm missing a few words. I hope y'all are able to hear me. Hold on a minute. I don't know how to, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Stop video. That's it. I'm sorry, you guys. I am a Zoom virgin almost.
I can hear you real good.
Okay. So I'm ready whenever you are. You ready for me to start my little spiel here?
Go for it, Jackie.
Okay. Well, my name is Jackie Griffin, and first of all, I do want to say thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to tell you a little bit about our project down here. I moved to Guatemala in almost exactly 2 years ago, and thought I'm a retired 40-year history teacher, so I decided this was going to be a culturally, historically beautiful place to spend a few years of my retirement. A couple of months after I moved here, I met Vicki Horsfield. And since that time, I have been involved with creating opportunities for Guatemalans, the after-school program that she started. She, as you know, I'm not going to read this for you, but anyway, she definitely just really felt a pull, a desire to help the villagers in this particular little town. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to. Why won't it? Why won't it progress? So this is Guatemala, and we are the country just south of Mexico. And you see Guatemala City there, and Antigua, where I live, is just to the west of it, west and south of it. And then San Antonio Aguascalientes is the name of our little village down there. And you can see it maybe about where it is. It's a tiny little indigenous, it's definitely an indigenous village. We have a very thriving and we feel successful after school program, enhancement program, and basically we have about 50 students. It varies from 48 to 52 or 53. Even public education is very expensive here in Guatemala. These children are only able to attend even public school with the support of sponsors. You have to buy the books, the uniforms, the supplies. And then they and their families then commit to them attending the after-school program, and we're very strict about this. They come and follow through with all the homework help and lessons and projects in order for them to succeed. We try to cater to the whole family, and we have done this through sponsorships actually from quite a few Rotary clubs across the nation and in Canada, and private sponsorships. And through these kinds of contributions, we've been able to offer whole family enhancement programs like adult literacy and community gardens. We've got a program where a couple of times a year we teach these parents how to take care of chickens, and we give them 4 chickens, and they are able to enhance their meals as well as make a little money. This is one of our most successful programs. Manos de Maya is very successful. I have brought back about $4,000 worth of their products when I have come to the States in the last couple of years. They make beautifully custom-made textiles using this hand-woven materials. And it's just, the people of this town are known for their weaving skills. And that this, of course, helps them support their families. Here's some of these are a couple of their backpacks, bags. This is our most popular item. Now I'm getting down to what I'm talking to you about. Our high school students, for the most part, basically all of them, it's about 18 of them, have formed a Rotary Club chapter. They were sponsored by a chapter in the city and became official, installed about 4 months ago in September. And they quickly decided that they wanted to do a community service project. This is the picture from the day that they became official. Guatemala has been deeply impacted, obviously, by the pandemic and so forth. It was already we already have a marginalized population, and since 80% of our economy is tourist-based, it just has brought extreme devastation and hunger. So these kids decided, they started asking questions around the community. Oh, Angela told me to stop moving my cursor around, y'all. I'm so sorry. Interviewing community residents, and they found 20 families that were experiencing basically they don't ever have enough food. And with the help of a couple of people who have other projects like this in the area, they came up with a survival box of food that would feed a family of 4 for a week. And through our local little supermarket down there, we were able to get all of this for a total of $15. The La Bodigona is our supermarket, and they've been so helpful in helping us put together all of these boxes and bags. And we had our first distribution event, very successful. Families with dirt floors and no food were given basically a week's worth of nutrition. They even learned how to sew. The kids learned how to sew, and they made these masks for all the families that we served that day. One of them said, well, if they can't afford food, they can't afford to buy masks. So we gave every family a mask when we took them their food. This has been such an incredible inspiration to me and other adults who are working with these amazing young people, to see them just take charge. I mean, they have just actually gone out there and done it. And they've had several little fundraisers, but if you can imagine, this is a very poor indigenous village, and none of these kids have transportation or anything like that. So it's very hard to get anything major going. So here's the deal. In order to serve these 20 families, we feel that we need to commit to a year of delivering food bi-weekly. Now, I realize I said a week, but we're not trying to, how do I say this? 1 week's worth of food can, bottom line, last them for almost 2 weeks. So we decided to make this every 2 week situation. That means that we need $300 for each distribution event, which occurs every 2 weeks. And there's going to also be the need for an additional amount of money to provide transportation for delivering the boxes of food, because as I said, these kids have no transportation. The first distribution event we walked, these kids walked that whole town carrying boxes of food. So these are a couple of our kids that are hoping you will consider helping, and thanking you if you can. So this is kind of we put it out there just kind of for you to see how much we need ultimately. And that's the community project that our kids are just real passionate about right now. And again, I'll answer any questions that you might have. And I want to once again thank you so very much for allowing me the opportunity to tell you about our little project.
Jackie, this is Dave. Quick question. First of all, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the service you did for all your years teaching. I substitute teach, so I understand what you go through on a daily basis.
Yeah,
The 8,800 that you're looking at, that's the total funding for this whole calendar year that you're looking at.
exactly. We are estimating the delivery cost there, and it won't be more than that. It could even be a little less than that. I was because we've only had two deliveries. That one delivery that we had a delivery service. Well, we had someone with a van helping us. That's what we need. But you have to pay these people, and it's not that expensive, but we can't, the kids can't just walk all over the town, continue to do that every 2 weeks, trying to deliver the food by, and you say, well, why don't the people come get it? Well, these people live on roads that, they're just absolutely, they don't have transportation either. This is, like I said, a very poor indigenous village. But yes, the 8,800 is the total amount that we feel like we could do this every other week for the whole calendar year. That'd be 26 deliveries.
Anybody else have any questions for Jackie?
Of that 8,800, have you raised any money so far? And other than contacting Rotary clubs, how else are you trying to gather funds?
Okay, I didn't get all of that.
Well, first of all, of the 8,800, how are you doing with that goal?
You're the first club I'm doing this with.
Okay.
This is brand new. I've got a couple of other Rotary clubs that my sister is closely knows about, whatever, in Virginia, and there is one in Little Rock that I am going, because that's where I lived. I lived in Little Rock for the last 20 something years before I moved to Guatemala. But you're the first one. This is my first attempt.
Well, it's a good presentation. So other than Rotary clubs, are there other avenues that you're pursuing to get some of the funds?
Yeah, we're pretty much out of funds right now. we have had a couple of small fundraisers that's raised some. We've got a couple of people who I've got two former teacher friends who are sending about $30 a month. So that's like, one family for two things. But you would be the first people that would contribute to this, and I'm certainly not expecting you to fund the whole thing unless y'all are feeling very able to do so, and that would be awesome. But I don't really know that much about Rotary. I've always known it was a wonderful organization, but I don't know how the funding goes. I know that I know that we've got, I think, 2 Rotary clubs that are basically sponsoring our Manos de Maya, which is our sewing program, our mama's sewing program. And they've bought, you know, the machines for us and so forth. And we have we have a couple of Rotary clubs that have helped us actually quite a bit with just buying some basic like concrete and stuff to provide concrete floors for some of our families who have literally dirt floors. And but I don't know, you know, I don't know much about the economics of it all, except that this is, I'm just, like I said, I'm a Rotary virgin.
Jackie, this is, it would be an expectation that this would be a cost every year. This would be an annual cost, correct?
Well, yeah, assuming that things don't get a whole lot better. I mean, I think that these extremely poor people are going to be extremely poor in 2022, just like they're going to be in 2021. Now, it is true that as we emerge from the lockdown, you know, there will be some of these families that will get maybe a job. And these, you know, these are the kind of kids, though, that are going to basically, I mean, they've already eliminated 2 people on their list because we knew that they had gotten a job and we felt like we should, you know, look at other families that didn't have a job. So, I mean, the kids are very serious about, how do I say this, helping whoever needs it, but not helping, not going out of our way and spending other people's money to help people who literally can make a living. I mean, that, you know, that's just human nature. You're going to get all you can, I guess, but they've, you know, they've been very diligent about keeping the list. We've only been doing this for like 3 months. And we've only had like 2 major deliveries and we had 1 other one. So we have not been able to do this every other week. We've done it about once a month since September. We didn't do any in December because we were out of money. So we're just right there right now. Yeah.
Anybody else?
No, it looks like a good project for our board to discuss when they meet next week.
And we can make that promise, Jackie, that we will discuss it at the board level. We meet next Tuesday morning and we'll get word back to you through Jack.
That sounds awesome. And again, I can't tell you how much it means to me that you have allowed me this opportunity. And I will try to get better as I go along, and I will look forward to hearing from you. And you know, we appreciate anything that you can do, and we appreciate your at least listening to the to the project. And I'm going to go ahead and I guess exit on out and let you guys finish up your meeting. And
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
okay, thank you very much. Let me
Thank you,
see.
Jackie.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Aye.
Claims victory over Republican Senator Kelly Leffler. Your Fox News contributor Alveda King. Your reaction, Ms. King, to the projected win by
Very good program, Jack. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I kind of thought maybe this was a bigger project than that it would be a larger project than what we typically would do. I was wondering if there might be some effort at the district level that might you know, support their efforts down there.
I know we can take a look at it
Anything that would come out of the district level would be very slow to happen. I mean, not terribly, but at least a month or two probably, if not more. So anything our club could do to help, at least in a stopgap measure, to help them for a month or two, would probably be good.
I think this would appeal to clubs that have a level of educators as district officers, that it would appeal to them, I think. And we have a handful of clubs I know of that are heavily loaded with school administrators, so district administrators. So, you know.
Tom, since you're governor this year, sometimes what the district requests from the Rotary Foundation as our district grant, and then we allocate out to clubs and do our district scholarship out of it. Sometimes there's a little extra in there that here in January or February is still sitting there. And so in years past, we've been able to request some of those funds to help in projects like this. So you might ask Linda Poobauer, our district foundation chair, if there are any unspent funds in the district grant that we got for this Rotary year. And then see if this might appeal to her.
I can't imagine it would not appeal to her as being a good steward of the money, mom and grandma, and we've had some good results with her this year. So thank you.
Good idea.
The other thought I had was just, can we get the word out through the district newsletter or something about this possible program, so that you connect with other clubs,
Yeah, I can put it in my next Monday newsletter.
Get a few Rotary clubs to all commit. Then we could piece this out pretty quickly if 20 clubs sponsor a family.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, or get 500 or 1,000 from half a dozen clubs. We just about have the job done.
Right. All right. Before I joined, I guess, did you all talk about Ted at all? And
we did not.
We had his graveside service on Monday. Yeah. Who's in my brain here. So Ann, Bob Courtney, and Bill Strohmeyer came down to Festus and attended. Dave Robnett. You're in my car, Dave. I forgot. So we had 4 representatives at the graveside service.
That's good.
There were about 25 total people there.
Yeah. So by design, the family wanted to kind of keep it low key just with COVID and so forth. So they intend in the summer to have a memorial service at Mount Zion, which will be more like what Ted actually had envisioned for his funeral service, with the minister that he wanted to speak and his favorite musician.
Who's the minister he wanted to perform it? Do you know?
I don't remember the name. It was Mike.
Oh, McIntyre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's now down in Southwest Missouri somewhere.
Okay. So he is coming back. He would have done the graveside, but he was actually out with COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if he had it or if he was on quarantine.
He was the minister of the Living Word out in Wildwood that built that big church out there. And Ted was really a mentor of his over the years. Kind of interesting. I was talking to his nephew, to Scott, and I made the comment, you know, and you all need to know that Dan was there too, the young.
Yes.
And Scott made the comment. He said, "Well, you know, he helped a lot of young people with their college expenses over the years, and the fact that he's leaving this money to the Parkway and our Rotary Club is a way of continuing that process in after his life," which I thought was an interesting comment.
That's cool.
And he also told me that we thought that he had this set up that it was going to go to that Rittner Foundation money, but that's not the case. Scott said that he wanted to have his financial advisor to administer the investments of the funds. And, you know, we talked about a little bit about if we had a little spending rate that maybe was 4%, that, you know, we maybe be able to see maybe $4,000 coming from that scholarship fund, which would help us, which is more than double what we do. But so anyway, that's all got to be set up. But we did have that discussion, and he said he'd be in contact with us.
Okay. So it's going to be a separate administrative trust.
Yeah, I have no idea how the legal is set up. Yeah, but we wouldn't. If Pride and Promise had it, they would have the final decision as to who gets the scholarship. But this way, it would, I think, come to the club to make the final decision, which we'll just have to see.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What a tremendous gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $100,000 to each of the schools on life insurance policy.
No, and that, I've always said that the cost of education has gone up, and we've always given $1,000, but the costs have higher in the last 20 years, and I don't think $1,000 doesn't go very far with a college education. I'm sure it's appreciated, but it doesn't go real far like it did years ago. So
we have granddaughters ready to go, and she's going at probably some school in Denver, but that cost looks like it's about $50,000 to that private school.
Yep. All been there.
And Mitch, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but Dan, as Bob said, Dan was there. Dan said in front of at least Bill and myself that he had promised Ted that he would join Rotary once he moved back to St. Louis. And so he will be talking to us at some point about joining the club.
His wife's graduating from veterinary school this year.
Correct.
Yeah.
So once they get back and kind of get their feet on the ground, he said he'll be talking to us.
Do we have any way to contact him? You know, I didn't get any information from him, and one of us probably should have. Mitch, do you know?
I guess Scott has it because somebody reached out to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I was thinking of was if we wanted to, we could email him because we're meeting virtually anyway. He can join in if he can join in from Columbia just as easily as, you know, in person. So it just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, it's a good idea.
I will be talking to Scott in the next few days, so I will see if I can't get that contact information.
Okay.
Let me make a note. I guess actually I still have the guest books. I have his mailing address, but I'll see if I can get something else from Scott.
Yeah.
So
If nothing else, we can, if you want to, if everybody agrees and you think it's the proper thing to do, if you want to send me his mailing address, I'll send him a little card and with my email and yours and a few others, whatever, that if he so desires, we can do that. I'll leave that up to everybody. We can talk about it at the board meeting or whatever, but it's just thinking of different workarounds.
modern communication.
Yep.
I think we can do it. All righty. Well, I thank everybody for being here, and
Jerry, do we have confirmed for next week?
There's one more domino that has to fall into place. For the rest of you, I've asked Lieutenant Colonel John Langford of the St. Anne Police Department to come speak to us with an update and basically the story of the Angie Hausman case. I don't know how many of you,
Oh, wow.
most of you probably remember, and some of you may not, but he was the lead investigator for the St. Anne Police Department at the time. And I just thought it would be, and his office is right next door to Mary Kay's. And I just thought it might be kind of interesting. He said he needed to check with Tim Lomar, the prosecutor in St. Charles County, just to make sure he can. And I asked Mary Kay, I said, well, wasn't that case completely settled? She said, yeah, she thought so as well. But it's just, he's an interesting fella, and it's just one of those cases that he never gave up on. And that's,
That was awesome.
yeah, it was kind of interesting how it all came together, and the updates in technology. But so it could be anywhere. At first he said, so I need about a 7-minute program. I said, well, maybe a little longer if you can, but so I'm hoping. If not, I will give you guys oh, wait a minute. It's getting light outside. Never mind. I was going to give you a tour of the farm, but it's getting too light
Wow.
outside to do that from my dining room here in Overland. But I'll try to figure something out. If I mean, it looks 99% good right now that he will be with us, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
very good. Well, everybody have a great week. We'll have those that want to join the board meeting next Tuesday morning, 7 a.m.
If you're not on the board and want to join, just shoot me an email and I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Or call or text or something, and I'll send you the link.
And I think minutes are already out from, because we had our club assembly, so minutes are already out. Need me to
Correct.
resend them, let me know though.
Dave, did you get those?
And Ruth, yes, I got your stuff. I'll attach yours
Okay.
and the minutes to the board information.
Great.
Very good. Thank you, everybody.
Y'all take care.